Hello YouTube, it's William. I want to do this very quickly because it is hot in the shop, and if we turn the fans on, you won't be able to hear me. If you get outside, sun is blistering. All right, so it must be summer. All right, welcome to another update. I'm going to give you some heads up on some things that are coming, some very exciting things. So wait till the end, okay? Be sure and wait till the end because there is some news of what's coming that very exciting, very good stuff. All right, first of all, let's start with production status. WCSKs, I shipped through 360 last Friday. Right now I have 361 through 370 handle, waiting on finished grinds. They will ship this week, okay? Got 371 through 400 already serialized and stamped, ready for heat treat starting heat treat next week. Trying to do 10 of them a week. Been doing that for about 2 to 3 weeks now. So we're going to try to keep that up. Okay. I have sold right now, just issued serial number 421. Okay. So right now the serial numbers is up to 421. That is the only knife that is serialized by WC Knives, other than some knives for Pano and Jared. I think they have the Northern Woodsman is serialized, and maybe one more, I'm not sure right off the top of my head. But as far as what I sell on my website, the only serial number or only serialized knife is the WCSK. Okay. As far as the production knives, or not production, production retail on my side of what you've ordered from my website, the next push is the Blackbirds in Nitro V, and here is the one with the Nitro V. You see the N, okay? Since I've heat treated these, there's going to be some that has the N inside the Texas, okay? Some of the, I'm in the process of changing that to where the type of steel is inside Texas, and I'll show you one of those in a minute. But been testing the Nitro V. Good stuff. The Rockwell is going to be between 60 and 62, somewhere along in there. Okay, so that seems to be the optimum for the knives and my grinds and everything else coming from my shop. Right now, I have a prototype that is being tested in Alaska. Sean is testing some for the Great Northern Knife Store, which is a prototype called the Pathfinder. So that one may be coming out soon, but anyway, they're doing testing on the prototype and see if we need to tweak it a little bit before we bring that out. Okay, so that leads up to the next run or the next sale for WC Knives on my website. Okay, the next monthly special will be a little whittler to go along with an additional 18 draw knives. Both of them will have red oak handles, just like the first run of the draw knives had red oak handles. These little whittlers will have red oak handles as well. It will be a rat tail tang. Here is the blade that will be coming on those knives. Okay, it'll be 01 tool steel. The thickness is 0.08. Okay, so it is going to be very thin stuff. Almost well, somewhere between 16th and 3/32, somewhere along in there, okay? It will have Scandi grind, and this part here is about a 1/2 inch, of course, down to a taper tip. It will look similar to the Mora style carving knives, but the handle will be different. I don't like their handles. They're too slick, they twist in your hands. It's just not a good handle in my opinion. So it's going to be a little bit different handle. They're going to be kind of a rectangle with the corners eased off. There's going to be ridges so that you can grab it and have a sure grip on it. Of course, knife safety starts with a sure grip. So look for those. Those will be coming out probably in July. Okay, we're starting to heat treat those right now, getting those moved into the process. Probably going to have around, I don't know, maybe 50 or so of the little carvers, little whittlers. Price point with a little neck pouch will be about 150, 160. I haven't crunched the numbers yet, but somewhere in that range is probably going to be a good price. So you might as well say 155 for the knife and a little sheath plus shipping. So shipping in the States is 10 bucks. Shipping overseas is 45 bucks. Shipping is still a long thing as far as going overseas. So some people is taking 6 to 8 weeks to get packages. So just be sure and take that into consideration if you order from overseas. All right. Okay. Now, there is going to be 2 prototypes that is coming out in the next couple of months. And both of these knives will be sold through Great Northern Knives. The first one coming out, and there's only 30 in the first run, is going to be the revised or updated version of the Model 2. This one will be called the Master Woodsman Hunter. And there's going to be more information and a finished knife that's going to have a separate video here in the next few days. But this is the blank, okay? You see the deer, you see the one stating that this is going to be the first run, okay? There's only 30 in the first run. And then on the back, you'll see the Texas, made in Texas, with an E. E means that this is AEBL stainless steel. Thickness will be an 1/8 inch. It will have a Scandi into a saber. Tip will be a clip point style knife, not a clip point, but a spay blade style knife, kind of a modified spay. I wanted a butcher style tip for the Hunter. Of course, makes sense, right? Thinner blade. It's a little bit of a flat spot here so that you can get those, the choppings towards for the kitchen, the camp kitchen, or even your house kitchen. Maybe in the backyard grilling a steak. May. There you go. So anyway, it's got a little bit of a more of a sweet spot than the baby bird, or not the baby bird, but the blackbird. So it gets the whittle on a stick a little bit better with a sweet spot, in my opinion. Some people prefer the blackbird. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that either. So I think that this is a fantastic camp, kitchen, woodsman, hunter style knife. It's just a great all-around belt knife, okay? Whereas the Blackbird is more of a bushcrafty knife, this is more of a game processing kitchen style knife that does bushcraft secondary, okay? Does that make sense? But anyway, this one is coming out next month and will only be sold through Great Northern Knives. Now, let's talk about Great Northern Knives. The reason I am starting to release a lot of these first runs through Great Northern is because of resources. And also, this gives the option of allowing you guys to pre-order and select handle materials. Now, you can't get anything you want, but at least you have more choices. So you can get the same basic colors in micarta, the green, black, and natural, or you can get the Sure Touch in your selected handle colors. There will be an option for a liner if you want a liner. The pins will not be mosaics. They have to be brass. I was talking to Jeff about this concept and this idea, and just to keep it all straight, we have to limit the options, because if there's unlimited options, the more options you have, the more chances we have of messing your order up, okay? So we got to limit it to something, and so we're limiting it to Sure Touch and also micarta and the basic colors for liners. I think there's a red, there's a black, there's just whatever is a basic color. If I can get it and keep it in the shop, then I'll do that. So with that said, now I don't know if Jeff has this set up yet. He was thinking about next week. So I would suggest that you get with Great Northern Knives if you want this. Again, there's only 30. The Blackbirds 30 sold out in like 14 minutes, the first run. The second run, 35 sold out in 12. So if you want one of these Master Woodsman's Hunters, get with Great Northern Knives now, okay? Get with him now and let him know that you want to be put on the list and what handle materials you want on your knife. Again, they will be 1/8 inch AEBL, and it's going to be a fantastic knife. So I'm really looking forward to getting more into depth with that in a video here in the next few days. But that's coming, okay? Prepare for that. Also, I have had, man, people just ringing my phone off the wall, if I still had a phone on the wall, about the new updated to the bone, which is this knife here. Very thin knife. I think this one's made out of maybe 0.08, I think also, or maybe it's 0.1. I can't remember, but it's very thin steel. It's between 1/16 and 3/32, somewhere along there, or 3/32 and 1/16. So it's a very thin steel. It has a Scandi that goes into a distal taper, so it has a very, very fine point. It will do boning. It will do some fillets. It is not a flexible knife. Now, that's about as much flex as you're going to get out of it. Okay, it's not a real high flexible fillet knife. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for more versatility. But whenever we get these ready, I have someone special who is going to be giving their opinion of this knife. Okay, someone very, very, very special will be in the video when I show this knife. But anyway, this knife will be sold through Great Northern Knives as well. I am still going to be doing the monthly specials on my website to a certain degree on some models, but as far as releasing first runs and things like that, we'll probably be doing a lot of that through Great Northern Knives, just for resources, because he has the personnel to be able to take all these requests down, and I just don't have time to respond to all the emails, and I wish I did, but my time is spent right behind me in those grinding areas. Anyway, Jeff has the personnel to do that, so we're going to try that and see how that works. The reason I'm doing that is because the Blackbird release was kind of a shock. I had no idea that knife was going to be that popular, so I was not prepared. So I mean, anytime something sells out that quickly, there's just no way that I can produce enough to fill that need. But if this way we can kind of get an idea or a feel of how many of these blades we're going to need per release if we do a pre-order, and that way we can try to fill that need. Like I say, this one has 30 right now, but if Jeff calls me next week and say, hey man, we got to add another 10 or 15 to that, then maybe we can get that squeezed in before they're released, okay? Whereas the other way, I just didn't have the personnel to do the pre-order stuff, okay? All right, hope that explains it. Now, like I said, on the other thing, I think that about covers it. I did cover the Blackbirds are being processed. They're being heat treated right now, so handles in the next week. Probably looking at shipping the Blackbirds if you ordered one from me on the resale side, the production side. They'll be shipping in probably about 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Just want to throw that out there. But the Nitro V, good stuff. All right. Is it better than AEBL? It's hard to tell. It really is. They're so much alike. One of them has K2 carbides. The other one has vanadium. Okay. So, I mean, it's like the Nitro V is kind of like 440C on steroids, if that makes sense. It has a high carbon content in the Nitro V. Now, as far as sharpening, I haven't sat down and done a comparison test side by side, but just playing around with getting the temper right and the Rockwell right, sharpening and resharpening. It is going to be a little bit more difficult to sharpen than the AEBL as far as time wise. But if you use diamonds or that little mini sharpening steel, it may take a few more strokes. The thing is, folks, just don't let it get dull. I mean, you know, if after you use it, just hit it a few times on the stone or on that little mini sharpening steel that you keep with you, and it'll be good to go next time. Okay, just don't let them get dull. That's the key to all steels. All right. Okay. Now let's talk about something that I have been contemplating and not really planning, but I have been thinking very, very hard on it the last few weeks and months, but it's been in my mind for over a year now. And since I've got counting myself, there's 4 people in the shop now. I've got 2 others that's full time and 1 that's part time. That's a college student. So it's allowed me a little bit more time to actually plan and think about this and get other things going. Okay. Right now, I am in the process of starting a folder. Okay. I just heard about 10,000 phones drop. Maybe not that many. I don't think I have that many views. But anyway, at least 500. There's been a lot of people after me about doing a folder, and I've been wanting to do the folder. The problem is I didn't have the space for it, didn't have the time for it, but now I think I do. I don't want to do a one-of custom type thing. If I'm going to do this, I want to do something that I will be able to produce enough for the demand. Now, I know that there's going to be a high demand for this. If there's anything like what I've got on as far as feedback is when will you be doing this, then it's going to be a very popular thing. And as with my fixed blade knives, the folder, the designs that I have appear in this this space. There's nothing like it on the market. Of course, it will be a multi-grind knife because I think they're more versatile. The handles will be a little bit more toward my handle designs. It's not going to be exactly the thicknesses and everything else because that's just not realistic for a folding pocket knife. But they will have some slight contours to them. They will be a WC knife. So I just haven't figured out all the details yet. Okay, I do know that it's going to be very expensive to get into this. And so the other thing that I've been kicking around is in order to do that, I think I'm going to have to, or I know I'm going to have to get a CNC machine to do this. So there's going to be a learning curve. I thought about Kickstarter, and that may be an option to get the funds to set up for this. If that's something you guys want to be interested in getting in on the ground level of this, and ordering a knife, one of the first runs, they would probably be at a special price. I haven't worked out the details yet, but I'm thinking maybe if I do the Kickstarter, it'll be at a reduced rate for the knife for the first runs. It will probably have a special stamping at some type, so that it shows that it was one of the first ones to come out of the shop, that it's special. So those that get on the Kickstarter would have a special knife to show that they were part of it. They were part of the initial run. If that's something that you guys would be interested in doing, then I can please comment below, and so I can kind of get an idea of how many would be interested in doing that. And so I will look into the Kickstarter program a little bit deeper. But I do know that it's going to take some time. Probably at least a year before I have the first one out that meets my standards. Because I've got to get the equipment, I got to learn the programs, I got to learn the systems. So it's just a lot involved in getting this going. But baby steps. Well, I'm not good at baby steps, but we're stepping in that direction, or I am. Okay, so as this thing progresses and gets closer, I'll let you guys know. But again, if you want to be involved in this, let me know in the comments below if you're willing to do a purchase through Kickstarter with a year wait. It will be a year wait, I would imagine. If I can speed it up, I'll definitely do that. But to get everything in place, it'd probably take about a year. All right. So I appreciate all you guys' support. You guys are just awesome, allowing me to live my dream. I just can't thank you enough. And until the next one, you guys get in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Be sure and take a child with you, get the opportunity. And don't forget those plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. Catch you again soon.